Time has given the outline. Time has given the outline. The structure that we looked for places each one of us with the understanding of the beginning and the end, the details that formed what we all needed to hear, for we crave the need for the answers that need to be said, the terms that have been seen and the terms that will be said to write the myth and story of life lived and life lost, was the understanding of how it was heard and understood. Sound pierces its way as the pitch of darkness that forms a thought, and a feeling confirms how it is understood. For the many moments and time that have passed, have professed to acknowledge reasons for a question and an answer. Was that the path that formed many? The ways were pieced together, as structure was given a form and clarity, it gave the sense of how it ties in for the story to be understood. Now has been given a sense of the vision that they all see. Many of them came with a realization of how to make each item, each part of humanity, fit in. The reasons given for a surprise were followed methodically. It has been carried and is to be carried for it to be passed down to open the gates. Gates for how each of the thought, form and sound was the reason that we all tend to. Reaching was the theme from before, now and forever. Listening to how each word has been verbalized. What was the sound that gave purity to the mind that governed what wasn't intentional? Pieces now I see. I hear it as the piece of my voice confirms how one has given reasons that it takes over. As the voice that I speak has been professed as the sound that needed to be said. The mind does not trick a human form. The mind expresses the reasons to stay firm, grounded to be understood as they can hear the sound spoken and spoken. The story told gives more of the meaning of what is felt from the heart. Before it was verbalized, understood by many, that the seeker needed to find how our children needed to commit to how we illustrate their way and our future. They kept the mind alive, knowing the reason why the book was given its form to be nurtured and to be used. Life ever after, life now, was each reason that kept the mind of today dreaming. How does one say the next phrase and think of how one connects with eternity? Life commits us to nurturing each idea. The doors are open. The seeker will clear the path, only for the ones that has reached will be pieced together as one entity that understands the mind that has been given. We put together every idea, mentioned as one that mentions the idea, knows the idea of each idea ever told, for it's the truth to be told. A layout, a form, and a structure. What is common is how each idea puts things, though anything that we care for and value is given its reason. The form was given each piece of how and what it carried, for the feeling never left our soul. Still, today is how we understand our life. The life created and given to form how it was started. Every part of us and what has been created has shadowed how we take pride. A reason to keep the tilt of Earth's structure holds the form. With each mind, with each body, with each soul, gave the answers that were needed by today. The turn, the tilt of each who walks at each phase and pace gives the reason to move accordingly. With each reason that towers over other reasons, as the answer is buried, the ache to be heard. Was the method for a life? I heard a story. I read a story with its given factor why. The reach is as far as we want it to reach. The method was to repeat to prove a method. Each path who formed is the way that we all search for. Today we listen to how each scholar pieced together the reason for how the life that was given was to lead a picture that tears each heart, that made it a fact to point to illustrate a call for the next. They stood while each led, looking towards where the mind struggled to keep each demon within grasp and needed to find the path to survival. Each of them walks, each of the women created their home. Men and women created children because it was part of humanity, as each has been the reason to fulfill the breath to continue, given each a picture that we understand as a difference. Each feeling ever felt strong enough to understand what needs to be understood formed many. Formed what we call our fathers and mothers. As each of us roams where we know what surrounds us was the thought that we learned to do, to understand and to thrive with the reason that this is our home. The story given to us and made by us was the very reason why they were the method. As the frustration that took over was grasped to help many, I understand what it is now, with my mind learning how each sound is subject to how comfortable we are, with what we hear and what surrounds us.